The Audacity emerged from the wormhole on the Mars side of the Lagrange point, its hull bearing the scars of its long journey through uncharted space. Captain Emily Shaw stood on the bridge, a mix of relief and anticipation on her face as the familiar sight of distant Earth came into view. "Home," she murmured, more to herself than to her crew. "Set course for Lunar Orbital Station, Lieutenant Baker. It's time we got those upgrades we've been promised." As the Audacity made its way through the solar system, Shaw couldn't help but reflect on their mission. They had contacted new species, forged tentative alliances, and gathered invaluable intelligence. But they had also seen firsthand the dangers that lurked in the depths of space. The Busner threat loomed large, and Earth needed every advantage it could get. "Captain," called out her communications officer, "we're receiving a transmission from Admiral Hayes. She wants to speak with you immediately." Shaw nodded, making her way to her ready room. As soon as the door closed behind her, she activated the secure channel. Admiral Victoria Hayes appeared on the video link on the screen before her. "Welcome back, Captain Shaw," Hayes began, her expression a mix of relief and tension. "I trust your mission was productive?" "Very, Admiral," Shaw replied. "We've made contact with several new species, including the Naxathantans. They're interested in alliances, but it's complicated. I have a full report prepared." Hayes nodded. "Good work. We'll need every bit of intelligence and every potential ally we can get. But that's not why I've contacted you. There have been developments while you were away." Shaw leaned forward, her interest piqued. "What kind of developments?" "The Busner came," Hayes said grimly. "They collected their tribute and left, but it's clear they'll be back. We've been working overtime to improve our defenses and capabilities. Which brings me to why I've called. The Prometheus is complete, Captain. I have arranged a tour for you so you can see some of the upgrades the Audacity will be getting firsthand." Shaw's eyebrows rose in surprise. "The Prometheus is finished?" Hayes allowed herself a small smile. "You have no idea, Captain. After you dock at the Lunar Orbital Station, report to the station commander. We will speak again after I have had more time to go over your reports." Hayes out. As the transmission ended, Shaw sat back in her chair, her mind racing. The Prometheus had been rumors when they left, a dream of what humanity might achieve. And now it was real. What else had changed in their absence? The Lunar Orbital Station loomed large in the Audacity's viewports as they approached. Shaw couldn't help but gasp at the changes. The station had grown significantly, new modules and construction bays extending in every direction. And there, docked at the heart of it all, was a ship unlike anything she had ever seen. "My God," Lieutenant Baker breathed beside her. "Is that the Prometheus?" Shaw finished for him. "It's hideous." As the Audacity docked, Shaw and her senior staff made their way through the bustling station. Everywhere they looked, there was a sense of purpose, of urgency. Engineers and scientists rushed back and forth, their faces set with determination. Station Commander David Chen met them at the observation deck overlooking the Prometheus. The massive ship seemed to absorb light from some angles. It seemed you were staring into a dark part of space rather than at something, its hull a seamless blend of human ingenuity and alien technology. "Impressive, isn't it?" Commander Chen said by way of greeting. "The culmination of everything we've learned since first contact. Molnari propulsion systems, Loxus shield technology, and a few surprises of our own." Shaw nodded, still taking in the sight. "It's incredible. Is that a second Prometheus-class ship in the other docking bay?" Chen smiled, a glint of pride in his eyes. "Follow me, you are scheduled for a tour of the Prometheus. As for the new ship, the current designation is Lightning Bolt." He led them to the access for the Prometheus. "Admiral Hayes wants you fully up to speed on the new systems. I know you deserve leave, but this is more important for the next several hours." Commander Chen schooled Captain Shaw on the intricacies of the new faster-than-light communication system, the new stealth coding, and then introduced engineers more familiar with the Loxus and Molnari systems that had been incorporated into the design. Shaw of the Audacity, but with the new upgrades it still would not be an equal to the Prometheus. It was hard to imagine her new destroyer was already struggling to keep up, and even the Prometheus she was comparing her ship to was already facing the same dilemma. In the depths of the Area 51, Dr. Elena Reyes stood before a bank of monitors, each displaying different aspects of the Lightning Bolt class's systems. Around her, a team of engineers and scientists worked feverishly, fine-tuning every detail. Dr. Reyes called out one of her assistants. "We've integrated the latest data from the Martian titanium isotope tests. It will increase hull and bulkhead strength by 75%, maybe more." Reyes nodded, a grim smile on her face. Good. We'll need every advantage we can get. What about the weapons systems? Another engineer spoke up. The hybrid energy weapons are performing beyond expectations in simulations. We still don't know if it will beat Busner Hull, but we can't make it any more powerful. Another engineer spoke up. We are putting the finishing touches on the communications decryption, encryption and jamming system. We should have it uploaded by the end of day. The AI is struggling with some of the Busner signals still. As they continued their work, Reyes couldn't help but feel a sense of urgency. Every day brought new advancements, new possibilities. But it also brought them one day closer to the Busner's inevitable return. Captain Michael Davis of the Defiant stood on the bridge of his ship, watching as the first Lightning Bolt-class vessel took shape in the construction bay. Beside him, Dr. Emily Takahashi worked at a console, analyzing the data streaming in from the construction process. "It's remarkable," Takahashi murmured. "The rate of technological advancement. I've never seen anything like it." Davis nodded, his expression thoughtful. "We're in a race, Doctor. A race for survival. And right now, we're playing catch-up." As they watched, robotic arms guided massive sections of the ship's hull into place. The material, a revolutionary alloy developed from the Martian discovery, and then coated with stealth technology, seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. "How long until it's ready for trials?" Davis asked. Takahashi consulted her data. "At this rate? 10 months, maybe less. We're pushing the limits of what's possible, Captain. Let's just hope it's enough." Admiring the new ship gave him a break from his own orders. He left the doctor and went to the Defiant. He addressed the crew over the ship's intercom. "We have new orders. They are secret, dangerous and volunteer only. We leave tomorrow at 700 hours. Anyone who leaves before then has my blessing." He looked at the orders again and shook his head. In the White House Situation Room, President Albert Chambers sat with his top advisors, reviewing the latest reports from the Lunar Orbital Station. "The Lightning Bolt class looks promising," General Jonathan Madison commented, studying the schematics. "But can we produce them fast enough to make a difference?" Admiral Hayes responded. "We're ramping up production capabilities as we speak. The lunar and Martian facilities are working around the clock. With the resources we've been able to gather from the asteroid belt, we should be able to maintain a steady production rate." Chambers leaned forward, his expression grave. "And what about our insurance policy? Project Pandora?" The room fell silent. Project Pandora was the code name for Earth's most classified and controversial initiative, the development of a planet sterilizer weapon. It was a last resort, a deterrent they hoped never to use. Admiral Hayes spoke up. "It will be easy enough to build, positioning and deploying are another matter entirely. There are also questions and risks regarding if it fails or how other civilizations will react to it." Chambers added. "I know. Believe me, I know. But we need options. All options." As the meeting continued, discussing advancements, strategies, and contingencies, Chambers couldn't help but feel the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. They were making incredible strides, pushing the boundaries of science and technology. But at what cost? And would it be enough to secure humanity's future among the stars? Back on the Lunar Orbital Station, Captain Shaw stood in the docking bay, watching as teams of engineers swarmed over the Audacity. The ship that had carried them so far, that had been their home for so long, was being transformed before her eyes. As she watched, drones were applying the stealth coating over sections of hull of the Audacity, making it as ugly as she thought the Prometheus was. While internally weapon systems were being upgraded, shields enhanced. As she continued to watch, a small spider-like robot that scuttled across the ceiling above her, its camera recording every detail, a constant silent observer. Light years away, in a system unknown to humanity, a Busner fleet gathered. Commander Zex stood on the bridge of his flagship, reviewing reports from their recent resource collection on Earth. "These humans," he mused to his second-in-command, "they're resourceful. Adaptable. A threat?" his subordinate asked. Zex's beak clicked in what might have been amusement. "Not remotely. There were some that studied their history that thought they might be a threat, but a single show of force cowed them into obedience." The game was changing. New pieces were entering play. And the Busner were only just beginning to really flex the muscles their newest technology gave them. The Serani had stood up to them and been devastated. Some of the other species were making noise, questions and complaints about Busner actions. They would need to be dealt with, By all appearances, the humans were the one species that was cowed into usefulness. As the first Lightning Bolt-class ship started taking shape, the Prometheus prepared for its maiden voyage. As the Audacity underwent its transformation, humanity stood on the brink of a new era. They had taken their first tentative steps into a larger, more complex universe than they had ever imagined. The challenges ahead were enormous. The Busner threat loomed large, alliances were uncertain, and the very fabric of galactic politics was shifting beneath their feet. But with each new ship that rolled off the production lines, with each technological breakthrough and diplomatic connection, humanity was growing stronger. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now beckoned with possibility. And though the path ahead was fraught with danger, Earth was ready to forge its destiny among the cosmos. The celestial forge burned bright, shaping the future of humanity with each passing moment. And in the vast, silent depths of space, a new power was rising, one that would reshape the galaxy in ways no one could have predicted. At 700 hours, the Defiant undocked and did an orbit of the moon, testing systems. As soon as flight controls and navigation checked out, they headed for the nearest wormhole point. Captain Michael David had been more stoic than usual, though he had swelled with pride when his entire crew showed up for this volunteer-only mission. He regretted the secrecy, but as soon as they exited the wormhole, he could tell his crew the orders they had been given.